that song's about. Oh my God, when I, in awesome wonder, see this incredible world that you have made. The kingdom of heaven is like that. It's like when our lives are touched by that awesome wonder and we get a little window into the power and the majesty of God. Or the kingdom of heaven is like a young man who, with his buddy, goes off on a cross-country tour. Starts on the East Coast, is headed out to the West, is in the Southwest, in the desert areas, when their car breaks down. And they decide, in the way that young college men can, well, this is no problem. We've got food, we've got water, we'll spend the night in our cars, and we'll see about getting help in the morning. And so they watch as the sun sets. Beautiful, beautiful sunset. And then in the distance, as often happens in the desert, you can see way, way in the distance the summer lightning storms, but you can't hear anything. So it's just silence and the flashing of light against the sky. And all of a sudden, this young man was overcome with the beauty of the world and God in it, and was overcome with that beauty to where it felt like it filled him. The kingdom of heaven is like that. The kingdom of heaven is like those moments when beauty captures us. And no matter whether our car has broken down, run out of gas, or we're stuck in a desert, in those moments of beauty, the kingdom of heaven touches us and we touch it. Or the kingdom of heaven is like a man who lived in a suburb outside of New York City. One of those neighborhoods, you know the neighborhoods, you got a house, you got a little front yard, got a little backyard, got a house, got a little front yard, got a little backyard, got a house, got a little front yard, got a little backyard. Sidewalk, street, sidewalk, got a house, got a front yard, got a backyard, got a house, somewhere. You know those, right? You've seen those. We have them in every city someplace. So he goes out in the morning to get his paper and his sidewalk, and he bends down, gets his paper, looks up, and lo and behold, across the street on the sidewalk across from him is a red-tailed hawk having his breakfast. A squirrel. He said, maybe a rat, he couldn't really tell, but having his breakfast. And he just froze, and he looked at the hawk, and the hawk looked at him. And they sat there and looked at each other for a while. And he said he knew that that hawk was saying to him, you stay on your side of the road. In that moment, there was a contact between him and something not human. And he knew what that communication was. And the kingdom of heaven is like that. The kingdom of heaven is like when we suddenly have a gift of seeing something beyond our own human experience, whether that's in an animal or in an incredible tree, or in just some mystical experience of God. You see, so often we sort of walk through the world as if it's just the set that we're walking through. I know at some point in the bike ride the other day, I thought, you know, I could be just riding my bike through this stuff and not paying attention, but since I was thinking about this sermon, I started paying attention. And all of a sudden, I realized I wasn't just going through this creation, and it was all a part, one of the other. And that was the message of God and my own experience of the kingdom that day. And so I invite you, and I hope for you, that when you go out from this place, not only will you have heard the word of Scripture and from that book of God, but that when you go out into the other book of God, that rather than just treating it as a set that you walk through, that you'll begin to look around and notice that you are walking through the book of God's creation, and you are a part of it. And the kingdom of heaven is there. May it be so.